Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here once again with the love of my life. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to talk some shit. I'm excited for the weekend, even though every day is Friday to us, really.
Yeah. Well, the first person that I want to talk about is James Charles once again. And I have to say, I'm making a promise. We are not going to talk about James Charles for a good long while unless something happens, like severe. That's the only time I'll break that promise. But we have been talking about James Charles a lot. He has had a lot going on in the drama sphere.
Yeah, well, he's been taking notes, you guys. This has been a
have.
buildup
I
of
have.
things that he's just slowly releasing now. But
Yeah.
James Charles is always into
He
something.
really is. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because we've mentioned several times over the past few videos that James Charles has been getting dragged by people because he's been calling people fatties on his live streams. Well, apparently it's a lot bigger than what I thought that it was, because there is a whole movement over on TikTok of people making videos and denouncing James Charles. One, a little shocked still that this is what it took for people to be like done with James Charles and just like upset with him, like being called a fatty.
Like, that's your breaking point? I don't understand why that's your breaking point. But I've been tagged in this video that he's going to play several times over.
Yes. A lady named Wendy Torrance made a video. She was on one of James Charles' live streams, and I guess that she was like shopping at like different times because you would get like a deal here, a deal there, and you'll get free shipping. And so she bought his whole entire line, like literally everything from Painted. She heard him on his live stream not only call her a fatty, I wrote down exactly what he called her. He said that she is an old white fat lady. Old white fat lady.
Okay.
The audacity.
It's one
the
thing
gall.
if you make general statements and you say fatties, because a fatty can be a number of different things. But if you make a direct statement to somebody, specifically a customer that is putting money in your bank account and paying your fucking bills, as Jeffree Star would say, James Charles has really no room to speak to call anybody anything, because he's the worst of anything out of anyone.
Imagine, like, literally would rather be a fatty than a.
Yeah,
Again,
seriously.
we just have to like go down that road once
Imagine
again.
being a predator with a bad haircut that can't get a man calling somebody a fatty, James.
Today is going to be a different review of a different kind. Now, most of you guys know that I review makeup for fun. This is what I do. I'm obsessed with makeup. However, the other day I joined a live because some of my friends were contestants in that live. And some of you already know, just by me saying that, what the deal is. I have never personally, purchased any of James Charles's products. Has nothing to do with him personally at the time. I just never tried it, never knew where to buy it. I didn't even know it was available on TikTok, guys, just to be quite honest. Now, I'm going to tell you, as most of you women know, I spend thousands of dollars a year on makeup. I do multiple reviews. None of these things are paid. This is all out of Wendy's pocket, nobody else's. Now, I'm going to tell you, I dropped an asinine amount of money before even paying attention to the live. I bought everything that he had on his live at the beginning, before any flash sales or any of that stuff was done. I went in and placed multiple different orders so I could get free shipping and whatever the thing is. But I purchased it all. Now, here's going to be where my conundrum is going to be. This old white lady, you know, since I heard you say that, like, I don't know, 20 times during your live, bought your whole entire collection, James. And let's go ahead and take it one further. This old fat white lady purchased your whole entire collection. If you are going to be inside of a TikTok live, you don't win friends and influence people and gain customers by alienating 90% of your clientele. And first of all, talking about people's weight is not acceptable any way, shape, or form, because you do not know why they are fat, if they have health problems that cause it, or whatever the case may be. It's not acceptable, sir.
Well, in this video, she said that she is not going to review any of his products, and she's actually going to give it away to like the people that follow her over on TikTok. She also said that he has alienated like such a large part of his audience, and it's like not a good look for his brand. I, again, would just like to say there's probably so many other things that are really bad for his brand. People just decide to turn a blind eye. I've actually seen a lot of people trying to make excuses for what Brooke Schofield was saying over on TikTok. Like, how are y'all going to be pissed about this when you've allowed people like James Charles, Shane Dawson, Colleen Ballinger, all these people to come back?
Every single one of these products that I purchased from you, honestly, I should send it back, but I'm not going to even review your palette. or any of this, or any of these, because I did purchase them all, and multiple of your little painted palettes. I'm going to give them away to my loyal fans here on my page, because after hearing you speak, the way you talked about women, the way you talked about older women, the way you talked about fatties, I don't want anything to do with your brand. You lost a customer that would potentially pay you thousands of dollars. Because I review makeup, you have completely turned me all the way off. And it has nothing to do with your product. Nothing to do with your brand. It's you as a person. You need to grow up. You need to learn how to talk to people and treat people. You have literally alienated a whole entire makeup community by your words and by your personality, and you probably should never go live again, because you just cost yourself thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars by the way you spoke to people and what you said to people, and calling people rats. Are you kidding me? I'm just saying, bro, like, think about what you do before you do it, because you went out there as a representative of your brand, not as yourself, as the owner of a brand. Do better. Grow up. Mature. Because what you did was piss off a lot of people.
I don't understand how James Charles even has a following. I'm convinced that his followers are probably partly bots. I really seriously do think that. James Charles is always trying to copy the sauce of somebody else. Like you said in the last video with HRH Collection, if that doesn't work, he's going to move on to the next shtick. He
adopts their personality.
He does. It's
really
like
does.
Manny, but on a different level.
No, Manny just loves repeating people.
Yeah.
Remember that video clip of Jeffrey? Everything that Jeffrey would say, Manny would repeat it right after in the review.
Get a Valium, get an Adderall.
Get Adderall,
It's a little too streaky for me.
Streaky, it's streaky.
A lot of stuff's hype, right?
A lot of it's hype.
Flawless. Like maybe a hint of rose?
Actually, yeah. It's Rose.
We're just freelancing. And
Yeah,
These
I freelance.
These bitches. Are you living?
I'm living.
It was way more challenging than I thought it was.
Way harder than I thought it was gonna be.
We're just gonna go barefaced and...
Barefaced, yeah.
Okay, listen.
Listen.
I definitely feel a little moisturizing.
I do too. I feel like a little bit more moisturized.
A little bit different
Yeah,
than
different.
normal. Let me paraphrase. It's gonna stimulate you. You might come, and there's a lot of magnet. Just for reference.
Just for reference.
There's a lot of shit here.
A lot.
You didn't know
I
what
thought
to
you were
expect.
intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't know what to expect.
Buying some more shades.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna buy some more too.
It appears sculpted and sexy.
Mine are sculpted and sexy.
So we might have different answers.
We have different answers.
This is intense.
No, it's intense.
Soot in our eyes.
Yeah, sit in our eyes.
Third time dipping in. Oh.
Me too, third time dipping in.
And they make crazy stuff.
Crazy things.
Funny ass.
Crazy shit.
If we're gonna do this, we gotta take it there.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna take it there.
And I'm so honored and happy that it's with you. We didn't know this, by the way. This is not planned.
This is not planned. Like
$20 retail.
$20.
Cake-like.
It's cakey.
It's cute.
It's cute.
And I use a lot, so like that.
I use a lot.
Really lightweight.
So lightweight.
$32.
$32.
All right, we're doing a little Cupid's bow.
Cupid's bow action.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
It happens.
It happens.
If you've seen the Coke bottle.
Yeah, there's what, Coke bottle?
We're just gonna take turns.
Yeah, we're
so
take turns.
I'm gonna make everything leaks online nowadays.
Oh, everything.
And literally any skin tone.
Any skin tone. Because
Everyone uses it,
Everyone
that's
uses it.
why. One negative for me. Everything else is great.
everything else is great, yeah.
Is ColourPop.
ColourPop.
I've never looked this bad.
No, never.
No. So sorry, skin.
I'm so sorry.
The packaging alone, I
packaging?
can't. But she tried.
She tried it.
Here I'm soaking in.
So it's so
It
like,
feels
I'm
tight.
soaked.
It was really fun.
It was actually really fun.
So annoying.
Well, he still does that to this day with Laura because they share a brain cell. And ironically enough, James Charles is also friends with them. So
I'm desperate.
The next person that I want to talk about is Trisha Paytas, because she has been thrown into the mix because JoJo Siwa on her podcast recently named a bunch of people that she would not want to have as a guest on her podcast. The first person was obviously Candace Cameron Bure. I think that's how you say her last name. The girl from Full House. Second on the list was Candace Owens, and then came Trisha Paytas. Now, the reason that she said that she did not want to have Trisha Paytas on the podcast is because she said that she thinks that Trisha is just like a really fake person and is a user, basically.
Look, here, this is tough for me. This is tough for me because me and Trisha were friends. Did we go to dinner together? No. If we saw each other at an event, were we friends and would we say hi and would we talk for a second and catch up and say, oh, I miss you? Yes, we would. And we did videos together when I was a kid. And what's so interesting is Trisha has a lot of shit to say about me nowadays. And that's fine. A lot of people have a lot of shit to say about me nowadays. But what hurts my heart is a lot of people who were friends with me when I was a kid are friends with me now. And that tells me that they weren't friends with me because they were using me. Because as a kid, I did bring a lot of views. I brought a lot of views to a lot of people's videos, my own. But also if somebody did a video with me, it brought a lot of views to their videos. And that's not me flexing. That's not me saying blah, blah. It's literally like the number fact. And what breaks my heart, not for me as a 21-year-old. Oh my God, I just said I'm fucking 19, bitch. You are 21. Literally find it. What breaks my heart, not as a 21-year-old, but it breaks my heart for that 14-year-old that did videos with Trish, thought Trish actually liked her, like thought Trish, like, I don't know, like I knew me and Trish weren't like gonna be besties, but I did like her as a YouTuber and I did think she was really cool. And so when we did videos together, like I thought it was really fun. Like I thought she was in it for genuine reasons because a lot of YouTubers were. Everyone I'm still friends with to this day and like still very close with, still that we hang out at parties, like they're literally my people. But Trisha is the only one that has traded for some reason. And I mean, she has her valid reasons, I guess, but I don't know. It's just very confusing to me because she does have her valid reasons, but I don't think she realizes, you know what, say what you want, but then why the were you friends with me at 14? You were an asshole and you were using me. And now that I'm 21, I can see that. You know what I mean? What is with me and not knowing my age today? Let me find it. But now being 21, I look back at that and I'm like, okay, all right, I see what she was doing there. And that's fine, like totally fine. But like, ow, you dressed up as me. You put your hair in a side ponytail and bow. You wore a rainbow tutu. You wore my hoodie. And now I know you were not doing that to be like fun and have fun and like make a video. You were doing that to make fun of me, you asshole. Like I was a 14-year-old kid. Find it. Can it? Don't do that. That's not cool. What if someone did that to your kid? You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't be cool with that. And so yeah, seeing her stuff on the internet, anytime she talks about me, I'm like, dude, just shut the up. Get your views somehow else. Like, you're literally Trisha Paytas. You're a icon. You are an icon. You have created some of the most viral videos out there. Come up with something else. Like, anything else. But it's fine. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. She's gonna talk.
Let's not forget that there were a bunch of influencers back in the day when JoJo Siwa was 14 years old that were like latching onto her because putting her in a video, you got a shit ton of views and everybody was chasing the JoJo Siwa clout train. Trisha dressed up as her before and apparently JoJo took that more so as she was mocking her rather than like paying homage.
Okay, wait a minute. To me, and this is an unsolicited opinion, I could be wrong, but to me on the outside looking in, I didn't see anything wrong with Trisha doing that. It did feel like homage. She was a child at the time. She literally does cosplay everyone. She did it with Zac Efron, My Chemical Romance, literally everyone. JoJo Siwa should be lucky that Trisha Paytas has even had anything to do with her because look at JoJo Siwa now. She's cringe as
Well, I'm going to be completely honest. When all these people like Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson, Colleen Ballinger, back in the day when they were doing these videos with JoJo Siwa, I found it very creepy. I was like, you guys are like well into your 20s at that time and you're hanging out with a minor. It's fucking weird to me. Trisha did make it a point because JoJo in this podcast said that basically her and Trisha were friends. She wanted to let everyone know that she was not Colleen Ballinger. They were not friends like that. Trisha would just go over to her house. They would film whatever they were going to film and then she would go home and that was it. They were acquaintances, if you want to call it that, but she was also invited to like their New Year's Eve party. I guess JoJo was having one. Got invited, did not go to that because again, creepy.
And then number 3, Trisha Paytas.
Wow! Did she elaborate?
She did elaborate. So how she introduced it was, we're about to get messy. The thing is, I don't believe in being a for views, but if you try it with me, game on. If you open that door, I will walk through it. Okay, fierce.
Oh, that's how she.
That's how she opened the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
And then this is maybe this will make you feel better. So for you, she said, "This is tough for me because me and Trisha were friends. Trisha has a lot of."
Wow!
Oh, the first sentence we already
Wow! I'm not Colleen. I'm not becoming friends with 13-year-olds over here. Okay.
Oh my God.
We were friendly, and she was very nice. And very sweet, but there was no hanging out, just to be clear. There was zero hanging out outside of filming. Zero. I got invited to New Year's Eve and I thought it was weird. And that, and I didn't go because I was like, she's very young. I can't go spend New Year's Eve. Okay. So just to be clear,
So the first sentence already debunked.
not because of JoJo. JoJo's sweet, but she was very young.
I really like how Trisha Paytas was like, no, bitch, hold on a minute.
We are not friends.
Pump the brakes on
Nope.
that. I was not friends. This was a business venture. You need to calm the
Smart move, though, because let's not forget that Colleen Ballinger was accused of grooming many people as well as a JoJo Siwa, because JoJo Siwa has come to the defense of Colleen Ballinger on several different occasions, especially after the stuff that came out about what she did with Trisha Paytas' nude photos.
That Howie Mandel podcast really pissed me off
Really
at JoJo
bad.
Siwa. Like, she should have just sat there and minded her mother business, but she couldn't even do that.
Are you friends with Colleen Ballinger still?
This is the first time that I've talked about this, so I just want to make sure I say my exact piece that I want to say. The internet can take a lie and run so far with it, so far that it's to the point where you just can't do anything about it. And I've had that happen to me, and I know Colleen very, very, very well, and I think the work that Colleen has done for the internet is incredible. I think her creativity is incredible. Miranda Sings is a character, is a comedian, and I think that it's very hard to be a character where people are also looking at you as you're a real human behind that character. And I think being a comedian is very hard because you were able to do things years ago that were okay, and now that we've grown and we've matured, we've realized that they're not okay. You know what I mean?
How is it for you now, being her friend and reading some of what we read? Do you think it's all a lie? Do you think it's like? Have you talked to her?
There have been a lot of people on the internet who have gotten hit with this cancellation, and a lot of them I know. Some of them I don't know. And I look at it and I see that this is a sensitive subject. Somebody who is affected by any sort of anything having to do with adults, and I mean, for real grooming it's a very sensitive thing.
But then she wants to come out with a song talking about karma.
Yeah.
Girl.
Well, no,
Everybody's...
she wanted to steal a song.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
She didn't write the song, let's not forget. She created gay pop.
And you know what? I'm really tired of people coming for Trisha Paytas. Like, she really is truly one of the sweetest people I've ever met. I just tweeted out yesterday about this when we met her 5 years ago. Like, leave her the alone.
And it's, you know what it always is when it comes to Trisha, whenever someone says something like that, you'll have people in the comment section over on Twitter, especially because it seems that's where like the Trishy land people like to go. Every time you say something nice about Trisha, they're going to be right underneath it and they're going to say something like, well, she did this back in the day, she did that. Y'all are always online bitching about how you want to see people change and you want to see people grow. Trisha Paytas, I could be completely wrong in the future. She could go back to her trolling ways, but I look at her as somebody who has actually shown growth on social media.
For sure.
Unlike a lot of these other influencers out here that are getting exposed for really nasty things.
Yeah.
We have new influencers every single day. It seems like people are getting exposed for being pedophiles or being predators and groomers.
But back to the whole Colleen thing in the podcast, I love her and Oscar together. I really I love the chemistry they have together, and I will fight for them.
I wrote down right here. Where did I write it down? Hold on. No, I literally wrote down right here, Oscar's laugh took me out. Because the way that he was laughing when they were talking about this whole David Dobrik thing that we're about to talk about, you could tell that Trisha was trying like not to laugh that much, but he was just going for it. I was like dying.
I was like, first of all, David cares. I know. I was like, what? Yeah. Like...
But getting back to the JoJo thing, Trisha went on to like clarify as well, like, JoJo, this is why I was talking about you, because JoJo was like, she has a lot to say about me these days. What Trisha was talking about was, again, the Colleen Ballinger stuff and everything that she did. She didn't understand why JoJo was defending her. Also, Abby Lee Miller, JoJo defended, because Abby Lee Miller used to literally be really disgusting to kids and like scream at them and make them cry.
Girl, Abby Lee Miller is just disgusting. Do you not remember like several months ago or maybe about a year ago now, she came out and said that she found high school boys attractive?
Yeah, that was
like
weird.
Abby Lee Miller, no.
That was strange.
Stop.
She was friends with James Charles.
You can drive away now, Abby.
Okay, this is tough for me because me and Trisha were friends. Trisha has a lot of shit to say about me nowadays.
That's actually not true there. Let's debunk this. I think you defending Colleen saying what she did wasn't that bad when she literally sent nudes of me unsolicited to a fan. So that's been confirmed by Colleen, and you defending her triggered me a little. It's not about you, JoJo. It's about you defending. So first there. Second of all, you're also defending Abby, who verbally abused children. That's just fact. I think my issue, and I said this, I actually really like JoJo. I like root for her. I love her music. I think I raised a JoJo Siwa. I think that's who I would be if I was a superstar. You know what I mean? But I think her defending people is the problem. Definitely, JoJo's not the problem. I don't think she's like aware that she's defending like actual horrible people that were adults that befriended her as a child. So like, of course she's trying to, it's like you're defending your parents. Your parents can be horrible people, but it's like, those are the people you run as a kid, so you're going to defend them hardcore. So but did I have stuff to say about JoJo? I think with her song even, I like was defending her.
No,
I
was the one that was harder on JoJo.
Go for Oscar.
Yeah, go for
I
me.
was like, I like a rebrand. I like the song. I thought things were catchy. I thought her music was good. Like,
really, the only thing you were hard on her about was the Colleen stuff, the Abby stuff, and then you talked about the girl group, like the girl group allegations or whatever.
But that was
that's
on
not
a
your
Rolling
fault.
Stone article, which I didn't even know. Like, I'm like, if this is true, this is. I feel like, I think I've always been fair to JoJo because I do really feel like I'm not trying to say she's a victim, but I feel like she definitely didn't have right people around her for so much of her career. Not to say she's not a superstar. I think she's a superstar. I think she's super smart. I think she's a little bit of a troll, which I totally respect. Like, I feel like I've always said that, right? Yeah. I'm not even mad. I'm really just trying to clarify because once again, JoJo, we were cool, not friends. Okay, but we were cool. We are cool. Like, truly, I don't blame JoJo for, like, any of it. Like, she doesn't like me because I keep exposing the truth about Colleen, which was, like, she sent weird unsolicited nudes of me, confirmed, had viewing parties of me naked with her friends and sending it to people and making fun of my body and stuff. Like, she was an awful person. Like, that's it. There's other stuff, her being friends with Adam underage, like, all that other stuff. But for me personally, she was awful. She knew it. She said she's a coward. And JoJo just defending that is, like, very... It just like really, it is very like triggering. I'll just say that. And that's the only thing I was ever trying to say because I don't think she really understood like the severity of defending this person who like actually hurt like so many people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think she like missed the mark there. So I always say this. I always think JoJo is like so smart. She's like the number one thing. But like, I do think also, maybe it's a narcissistic in me. I think maybe she said that so we talk about her on this podcast. You know what I mean? Look, JoJo's a superstar.
So the other reason that I wanted to talk about Trisha is there was a clip that I came across the other day of Jason Nash. He went on a podcast with Josh Peck. I don't know who the other person was that was there interviewing him, but Jason Nash literally tried to make everybody believe that David Dobrik is someone who does not care about money. And he was talking about this like $30 million deal that they were going to get from Spotify to do a podcast. Jason said, I think he said that he was going to get like 30% of that. So a good portion of money.
Yeah.
So of course Jason was trying to get like David to go along with it. Mm-hmm. He literally tried to tell everyone that David Dobrik is so humble. He would give up everything, his career, all the money, everything like that to go and be a teacher.
Bullshit.
Just out there walking kids in nature, you know?
Shit.
You know, just an amazing man.
David, he quit the podcast. Right. So I was like, all right, that's out. That was a huge moneymaker.
Was that like, do you guys have a $20 million offer from Spotify?
Every year, Josh.
Jason's like, we'll take it.
Yeah, and Dave, yeah, I did say that. And Dave, God bless his heart, is not about money at all. Dave will go live he'll go be a teacher in Vernon Hills. He just doesn't care. But he doesn't have a family to support either. He doesn't have 2 kids. He doesn't have a kid going to an Ivy League school.
Which I give you so much credit for.
Thank you.
You don't talk about that a lot.
Sure.
But your son Wyatt got into an incredible Ivy League school. Not cheap, I hear. And like, you work so hard and do these things, like, only to be able to support that, which is what else is there in life than to support your kids?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I care about.
We're talking about an offer from a podcast that Jason, you and David did together. And David's audience was absolutely enormous. Like $20 million might not have been anything at the time.
It was higher than that then.
For like the actual reach that he was getting.
About 30.
It was higher. It was above 30?
Yeah.
What were you getting off that 30?
30%.
Oh, kill me.
That's nice. That's nice.
In what world do you think that anybody is going to believe that David Dobrik does not care about money? He literally has a custom water fountain inside of his house. And it's not a regular house. It's not just like a fucking Stockholm that you see on the side of the the road, girl.
Girl, a $30 million deal.
Girl.
If he's getting proposed a $30 million deal, he already has money. Let's be for real.
Please.
Of course he
walk away from it.
He would probably walk away from it and be a teacher. You know why? Because he probably already has $60 million in the bank.
Yeah, probably more.
I wish I even had $1 million fucking dollars. Shit.
So Trisha went on to talk about how silly it was basically that this person who should not be named, Jason Nash, went on this podcast, was trying to sell that fucking story to people. And you know what's crazy is there's going to be people out there that actually fucking buy that and actually believe it. Well, she went on to say some reasons as to why he does care about money, and I wrote them down. She's never seen him pay for dinner. Everyone else always pays for it. How nice. And they're probably so happy to pay for those dinner because they're getting the attention of David Dobrik, so they're benefiting in some way. Especially back in the day when he did all those videos with all of his friends. Girl, some of those videos were so creepy and weird.
They were.
Just strange.
I hated making videos about the Vlog Squad.
Do you remember, I think it was during 2020, that video of the Tesla and they jumped that hill?
Where we're airborne 10 feet in the air over a hill. Yeah.
Stupid. She went on to say that he hasn't paid any of Jeff Wittig's bills. If he really didn't care about money like that, he would have offered Jeff Wittig a few $1 million. Hey, I just fucked up your life. Let me take care of this for you, but didn't do that.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't do that, but you have to take accountability for doing stupid things.
Yeah.
Jeff Wittig did some really stupid shit with David Dobrik.
But he deserves some compensation.
Yeah, of course he
deserves
does.
some compensation for sure. He allegedly committed insurance fraud with Workman's Comp to try to pay Jeff Wittig out. Don't know what that's about because I didn't follow that closely. But then he also brags about how much he gets for his brand deals. All those cars that he gives away, apparently he gets double of those cars.
Of course he does.
Girl, how are you going to try to tell people that he does not care about fucking money?
That's all he cares about is money.
Weird.
I don't know. It makes me so mad. He was on my It Guys, and real quick too, David Dobrik. Recently, one of his friends came out and said David doesn't care about money. Talking about the $20 million Spotify deal. You see this?
No.
Yeah. So one of his friends, we don't have to say who, was on a podcast with Josh Peck, and Josh was saying, was the $20 million deal real about the podcast? I guess every year Spotify offered them $20 million for views. And he's like, no, because David just doesn't care about money. He would go be a school teacher in Vernon Hills. I was like, first of all, David cares. I know. I was like, what? Yeah. He's justifying this for real. Do they think we're dumb? What?
No, are you? That's how it was said. It wasn't a joke.
No. He's like, it's very Scotty Sire. David could never do that. He's a nice guy. It was David doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about. He'll be a school teacher. No, he wouldn't. Yeah, he has water fountains, doing a Hawaiian punch. He's definitely cares about money. He's definitely cheap. Never once I see him pay for dinner ever. The long time I know him, everyone else would pay except for him, which is why, literally so cheap. Hasn't paid Jeff Wittig's bills. Allegedly committing insurance fraud to pay him out of workers' comp. This guy cares deeply about money. Otherwise, you would settle with Jeff and be like, "Here's some money. I ruined your life." If he cares about money. So the fact that he just $20 million is just not a lot to him because he is so rich, but he definitely cares about money. But the way he was framing that was he doesn't care about.
So,
Josh Peck, he kind of went in, but also was very light about it and stuff like that too. It was very much.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was.
Can you
wild.
imagine David Dobrik giving it all up to be a teacher?
In Vernon Hills. He's like, he would because he just doesn't care about money like that. I was like. He's literally so greedy, so money hungry, would brag about how much money he'd get for every brand deal, never pay for a dinner, ever, literally the cheapest person I know. All those cars he gave away were part of brand deals, which he got double those cars. He's cheap and he cares about money deeply and he doesn't compensate his friends it was crazy. I saw that. I was like, I have a whole segment that says more It Guys. So I was like, and I think this one was ew, men, ew.
But talking about money and Jason Nash and all that, I followed that relationship very closely. And I remember Trisha paying for everything when she was with Jason Nash. Yeah. Vacations, food, literally everything.
They also said in that podcast that Jason does what he has to do and he works so hard for the money that he gets. Because apparently one of his kids is in an Ivy League school, which is honestly amazing and is a huge accomplishment. But let's not pretend that he's out here doing something groundbreaking. He is on live, literally on TikTok every single day in and day out, just begging people and screaming at them for donations. So with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. Please leave us a clown emoji down below and we will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.